fellas, I hear you. The CP4, it's a ticking time bomb. You know, you're absolutely correct. You're absolutely right. And at this point, if I were to commit to keeping this thing for long term, that's probably the only thing I would change about it. I would swap out that pump. But keep in mind, we had a 17 Power Stroke with a disaster prevention kit installed. We knew we were running, right? But here's my theory. I have two reasons why. I believe there's two reasons why that engine ran healthy at 300, and I believe it got sold at 330 or 340 to a gentleman out of Oregon. And why I believe that pump never went while other people were having issues left and right. So there's two things. Ford has really good filtration, but you still got to change your filters, guys. Don't neglect your filters. You know, Ford says 30,000 miles. I would say 30 max. You know, if you're under that truck between 30 or 20 and 30, do it in between, like you're doing an oil change. Just drop new filters in it. That's the second position in my mind. The first position, the number one reason why it's going to prevent issues with that pump, in my opinion, is having more fuel in the fuel tank. It's not just the suction of air, but it's the sloshing of fuel, right? And there's more air in the fuel at lower levels. Why? Because you got less fuel compressing it. You got less weight on that fuel. So if you, in my opinion, if you have a rule of thumb to do whatever it takes to never be under a third of a tank, I think you got a good shot at having that CP4 last for a long time. Because in Europe, people aren't complaining about the CP4s. I mean, a lot of companies are using CP4s in Europe because they have a lot more demand for diesel, and their diesel's a lot cleaner and better. Where their gasoline sucks out there, and we have much better gasoline here. So it's a trade-off. You know, the squeaky wheel gets the grease. You know, if America ran a lot more diesels, there'd be higher demand, and we would probably have better diesel here. So, and how I'm combating the whole third tank and more, it's pretty hard. You know, you just lost two. You know, you only got 2/3 of the operating range versus full operating range, right? If you stick to that theory of a third. All my trucks got slip tanks, and as you can tell, this truck's still brand new. It's just under 400 miles, but in a couple days, I'm going to throw a slip tank in it. Slip tank's going to give me a lot of range, and it'll push me. It'll give me the opportunity to stay away from that, you know, less than a third scenario. And that should take care of that issue for a majority, for the most part. You know, you're never guaranteed for that pump not to go. But keeping the air to a minimum with having more fuel in that fuel tank and keeping up with your filters. I think that's why our 17 never skipped a beat, never had issues, never showed signs of going south. Yeah, the prevention kit, but the prevention kit is just like it is a prevention as far as a disaster prevention, right? It's not going to let the shavings go into the injectors, but it's not really preventing the pump from destroying itself, right? If the pump goes, it goes. It doesn't prevent the pump from going. It prevents the injectors getting plugged with metals. Hopefully that makes sense to you. That's my point of view. A lot of you guys say CP4 is trash. I agree with you. It's not the best pump, but it is good. One good thing that California came out is they got their renewable fuels. I think they got 95 and then 99. I forget. I'm too tired of this to comment. Anyways, on the fuel pump, you'll see there's a sticker 95 and 99 renewable fuel. That's one thing California has come out with. That's some good fuel, guys. All my trucks, there's a couple stations in Oregon off of 97 that have that fuel. You know, all my trucks seem to do very well with that fuel. They run a little softer, they run cleaner, less regens and all that. So if it's running less regens, that means it's more efficient. If it's more efficient, it's a domino effect both ways. If you run a more efficient engine, you got less issues with the after treatment, you got less issues with your fuel pump. You see where I'm going with this? Yes, sir. Alrighty, fellas, I'll wrap up this video. As always, may the Lord bless you, and may you all have a mighty fine life.